Okay. What we're going to do here today is we're going to try to get this old blue Ford truck running.
And why do we want to get that old piece of crap running?
Well, because this truck here, the engine in it is froze up, and it's a 351M, so they were fit for the scrap yard when they were new.
Yeah.
Windsor that's in this truck and put in this truck.
This truck up as parts for another project with no title.
Yes.
And
no title.
It has never had a starter in it since we've had it. The previous owner didn't have a starter in it. So we're going to see if we can get it to run.
But the guy before that said that it ran good. So we'll
drag this out of the weeds, see if we can get it running. We're going to cover some of the things you should do on an old start, especially with an engine that you don't know the history. Things that you may not even think to look at, like take the air cleaner off and make sure that Chip and Dale haven't like taken up residence and stored their larder in it.
Or it's not full of mud daubers.
And we're going to feed it gas from a known good source, because God knows what's in the tanks, that kind of thing. But we'll cover all that in a bit. And I guess we'll work on dragging her into the shop.
Yep.
We'll just shoot it as a continuous thing. We can. Sally babe, only to the plastic for random.
Okay, here we have your basic 351 Windsor.
And this is carbureted, but it's what, Duraspark, Optispark, what the hell do they call it?
That's the Duraspark.
Yeah.
It's still the electronic. So we've got a distributor. We got a small pump that probably hadn't been hooked up in 20 years. And the AC hasn't either.
Yeah.
This was a nice truck when it was new.
It was. It was very well optioned. Auto.
Yeah.
Four-wheel drive, three-quarter. Now it does have that semi-floating rear, which...
Yes, it's the light duty, which means it's got all kinds of holes in the frame, like Ollie's truck.
Yeah, I had one just like it, the all Swiss cheese. But then you get the heavier, and you got the full float, and the frame didn't look like Swiss cheese, and the mount for the twin tractor beam didn't break.
Yes.
Okay, now, this truck we bought for parts. We've not even looked at the engine. We don't know what its history is.
This is the first time I have ever opened the hood on this truck.
You heard it here, kids. We're going to take the air cleaner off. Even if you have a newer fuel-injected vehicle, you need to take whatever plastic they have between the throttle body and the engine. Rodents like to set up shop and make stashes in these, and if you start your engine and suck a bunch of acorns in, you're going to cry because you had a good engine and you destroyed it. So we're going to take a little time. Now this engine does not currently have a starter attached.
No.
So first order business is going to basically put a breaker bar on the crank, see if it'll turn over.
I'll probably just reach down in here.
Whatever. We're going to see if it turns over. If it does, put a starter on it. And without even worrying about fuel or fire, just to see if it'll crank, and then the fun starts. But first off, absolute first, you make sure there's oil in it, even if it looks like crap.
Yes,
Now,
you want to check all your fluids.
If there's water, or if there's gas, if it smells like gas, you need to change it before you even try to start it, or you're going to wipe bearings out, which is no good. But as we don't know if this engine's good or not, we're not just going to throw 5 quarts of oil and a filter at it. No. If it's got black, crappy stuff that kind of resembles oil, that doesn't smell like gas and doesn't look like some sort of frappuccino, we'll start it on that.
Pardon me.
You should have said, excuse me. And I could have said, there is no excuse.
It has oil in it. It's kind of black, but it
definitely doesn't have gas in it. It'd be thinner than that. But
it might have a little bit of gas in it.
Oh, good Lord. You've been hanging out with that, what is it, Erica, Minnesotan that just moved to Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That wrenchy guy.
Duct tape. No, vice grip.
No, you can't say vice grip. Because that's the real name of it. I mean, rag.
Well, yeah, that's his channel. We watch him.
I'd like to have that 67 3/4 ton he drug out of the field here a while back.
Oh, he's had quite a few.
Except there wasn't much sheet metal left, but there's not on most of them.
You will not see us going 600 miles to drive something home we've never laid hands or eyes on before. He's just nuts. Mad props to you, brother.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. We might one of these days. Oh, there's some on it. It's about half full. That's enough to start it one.
All these trucks and trailers, nah. The volunteers get really cross when you set stuff on fire on Sunday afternoon, too.
Yeah, well.
Gives them an excuse to play with their sirens, but
hey, I was fighting fires before most of them was born. I got under the truck and put the starter in, and yeah, because somebody wouldn't do it. Oh shoot, slide that light under here. I can't see anything.
You want it on this side of the tire?
Yeah. There, that's good. There should be a shot in there somewhere where you can see the starter is actually bolted to the truck. And now
we need to unhook the fuel line.
I'm going to give the camera back to my
compadre here.
And
this hand model.
Yes.
So
we're going to unhook the fuel line, which is...
As we don't know the history of this thing, other than it's set for a long time, there could be really horrible things in the fuel tank that you don't want to push into your carburetor.
Although I have started things up on...
But we're trying to teach them to do it the right way.
Well, I know. But I'm just saying.
But
the green truck had 4-year-old gas in it, and it ran pretty good.
Yeah, I could argue that gas has gone downhill since then too, though.
Well, it's not like it was gas from 50 years ago that was good stuff. It was 4-year-old gas.
Still, you get the needle
and there
stuck.
There wasn't very much in it either.
It starts dumping raw fuel everywhere. It can get really interesting.
Yes.
We don't want to wash down cylinders. We don't want to set fire to the...
Let's see.
We should prop the choke open.
What?
The odds of that accelerator pump working are... I'm going to put it at 50-50. So that's a hard metal line. We're going to be
running down to
the pump.
Doo-dee-doo-doo. Where's it going? It's going down.
It's going to be hiding behind the power steering. I'll bet you.
I lost it down in there. Yeah, it's going down.
Yeah.
Down there somewhere.
I would say cut it.
Oh, yeah.
Bend it up a little bit. We'll stick a piece of hose over it from our gravity tank.
Well, but it's rusty. I'm afraid if I try to bend it too much.
If you whack it right about in here, behind that little heater hose.
Or if I could just take it off and turn it around.
That's not a bad idea. If you cut it where it's
Cut it
about behind that vacuum pot, So basically, cut it,
Well, I'll cut it out in here somewhere,
Yeah.
wherever I get to
Then
it, and
unscrew
take
it.
it out and
point it out.
point it where we
Yep.
can get to it.
Now, if it starts and there's fuel in the tank and the pump still works, the remaining piece may start spewing fuel. So
Well, if it does that, we'll shut it off.
we'll shut it off. We'll put a short piece on, and I'd like to run some into some sort of
And I'll-
container so we can see how horrible
Yeah.
it was.
If nothing else, we get it running. If there is fuel in the tank and the pump works, and it starts squirting out all over the place, we'll shut it off, and I'll get under there and pull the line off the pump from the tank. Because you know there's going to be a bunch run out, so I'll run it out. I got a white 5-gallon bucket, so that way you can see all the crap that's probably in it.
Yeah, I mean, you could save that hard metal line for use in the red truck, but it's so old and probably nasty.
Yeah, it's old and rusty, and
Yeah, I mean, we could dick around and fill the bowl through the vent, but we'll be here till Christmas filling the bowl through those vents.
no, we wouldn't. Okay, we're back
We are.
with a fresh battery and some more wrenches. Because of course, when I went to break the fitting loose on the line, it broke loose the fitting on the carburetor.
Of course.
Like it always does. So,
So now we'll hold that one and then round off the small one,
yes, we'll round off the middle one on the line
as they always do.
because it's had a rough life.
It ain't had any love.
And I think, yes, it's bigger than that one. So I brought this. And I can call this a West Virginia socket set because I am originally from West Virginia.
Yeah, but you've been up here a long time. At what point do you lose your West Virginia card and now you're just a racist making fun of them West Virginians? You're going to get canceled our first episode, man.
Hey, I still got family in West Virginia.
Not to claim you.
Well, there ain't many left. There ain't many left down there to even know who I am.
Yeah. Most of my kin are from down there. Athens, Nelsonville.
Yeah.
So we weren't much
That's
much north of
That's Northwest Virginia right there.
Yeah, Appalachia actually starts in Bremen, so technically right here we're just miles from it. Y'all,
Yeah.
I reckon we're fixing to get ready
This
to
is,
break this. Yeah, it's still the big one.
I know. I can't get a hold of it and get a hold of.
Yeah, can't get any purchase on it.
I got to get a regular wrench.
Don't want to take the carb off because there's all those lines and fittings and the gasket will break.
Well, this crescent wrench is too big.
Well, we have disconnected the probably crappy fuel from the carburetor. We could just go with filling the bowls
Okay.
through the vents.
I think that's a wrench. It's bigger than 1560.
That's what she said.
You're not gonna stay?
At least get a first aid kit.
For the fire extinguisher. I do have a fire extinguisher over here that actually works.
It's actually charged.
It's charged and, well, I've got one that's not. That's that, the little one. The big one.
Well, from today's, let's do it the right way. Let's set that over by the truck.
Oh, you don't need that.
Famous last words.
Hey, it'll make it more exciting if I gotta leap off of here and run for the fire extinguisher.
There is that. Maybe we'll put you on TikTok. You burn your pants off, maybe you can go on OnlyFans or whatever that is.
There we go. Maybe that. Oh, man, who put that? Nah, it's gonna round off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to do something with it eventually, but it doesn't have to be today, I guess.
All these stinking vacuum lines. We got a kind of decent battery. It's not good enough to run in something every day, but
But it's should be okay to see if
It'll work.
this starter's gonna work or this engine's
And
gonna.
this to see if it's, I'm gonna clean those up.
Oh my God, I did not hear that. All right. Okay.
Oh! And it runs all over the place.
I think it's that rear bolt.